Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna go over my brand new ALC Sens for this season, and also I'm gonna explain why I switched from 4-3 linear back to ALCs. And then I'm also gonna explain every single setting in ALC and why I chose it to be the way it is. And then at the end, I'm gonna show you some clips that I hit with this new Sens. Alright, so let's just get right into the Sens. So, I'm gonna show you everything real quick, even though nothing has changed in here. So, these are all my gameplay settings, which is pretty much personal preference. And then here in my controller settings, this is all the same still. Same button layout, everything. I do not play claw, do not have paddles, as I already said. I hold my controller like this, so 2 fingers here, 1 finger here. And yeah, so now let's get into the actual ALC Sens. So, as you can see, my 4-3 linear is not enabled anymore. It says ALC enabled. And then here is my ALC, and now I'm gonna just quickly show you, but I'm gonna go over everything. So, my dead zone is on 0%, so my aim assist stays enabled all the time. And also, it feels the smoothest, and me personally, I always prefer raw input. That's why I chose 0% dead zone, because I don't like when certain movements on my stick just do not get registered at the beginning. As you can see here, this circle, like everything in this blue circle here does not get registered. So I do not like that, and you don't really need it. If you have stick drift, put it on like 2 or maybe 5% at max. But me personally, I highly recommend you trying 0%. And as you can see, I also still have stick drift. But it doesn't really matter, because as long as you touch your stick, you're in control anyways. So whatever happens when you leave the stick doesn't really matter, you know. And then this right here, outer threshold, the thing that this does is, if you put it up, as you can see, this orange ring here, this is literally like the virtual border of your stick, pretty much, you can say. So what happens is, once you reach this orange line here, your maximum sensitivity has been achieved. So if you put it to if you put this to 30, what happens is, if you turn your stick just slightly like this, you're already at max. And I'm not even like completely pulling my stick to the outside, right? So if you want to use the entire room to move from your stick, I highly recommend you just leaving this on 1, 2, or 3%. So yeah, 2% outer threshold is pretty much just the sweet spot for me. I want to use the room to move in. And then response curve, I put this to 2 because me personally, I think using 0 is probably one of the best options, of course, since that's just linear. 0 would be... So 0 here would be linear, what I used to play on. But I'm playing 2 now, just to add a little bit more control when it comes to like mid and long range. So this makes like my fine adjustments way more controllable. But as you can see, the curve doesn't really change much. It pretty much still looks linear. If you can always use this visual here to look at what actually happens. So here, as you can see, the further I move up, the more it gets curved. So this is pretty unnatural. You can't really control this. So you want it to be as close to 0 as possible. Me personally, I use 2 here, which is the sweet spot for me once again. So my yaw and pitch speed, they are on 290 and 240, which is pretty much just the sweet spot for me personally. It allows me to turn around quick enough, while like I'm able to do like wall bounces and everything, and like I'm able to look around quick enough while also being able to like hit perfect tracking while hip firing. So that's the reason I chose those two to be the way they are. I intentionally do not use extra yaw because in my opinion, of course it can give you a benefit sometimes, because once you look away from a target, this comes into play. So once you look away, the extra yaw is in play, and it can help you like do movement and stuff. But me personally, my movement and everything, like everything I do is just more consistent if I use just the top two. Because like if you add extra yaw, it just makes you inconsistent, because you're like used to a high feeling, and then once you're on target, it's like really slow again. So the difference between looking around like this and then aiming at a target is not as big as if I would use extra yaw or extra pitch, and that's the reason why I chose just the top two. And then the ramp up time, I would not touch this, because that's also that only messes with the extra yaw and pitch. Same with the delay. These two have no effect on these two, so you don't need those if you don't use extra yaw and extra pitch. And also, if you want to use one of the two, use the ramp up time and play around with this a little bit. You can put it to like 10 or 5% if you use any extra yaw. I would actually suggest you trying like 5% if you have extra yaw. But you don't really need this, so leave all of this on 0. And then here, my ADS, once again, this is just the sweet spot for me. So I use 130 and 100, which just allows me to have good tracking up close, but also like control when it comes to like mid to long range. So yeah, this is pretty much just the sweet spot once again. I do not use extra yaw and extra pitch, and also not these two for the exact same reason as I already stated on these four here. And then my peroptic settings are literally just 1.0, 1.0, and then 3 and 4 times are a little bit higher just because the recoil is stronger the more you zoom in, so I put those on 1.1. And then these three are on 1.0 again. I like my snipers to be like slow and accurate, because yeah, I don't really use snipers that much anyways, but yeah. And then my seer passive is on 1.8, which also doesn't really matter because I don't really play seer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, the reason why I switched to ALCs in the first place is for one thing, ALCs allow you to have a better consistency when it comes to mid and long range. So 4-3 linear is very, very, very strong up close. But if you play the right ALCs, you can be almost just as, or maybe even just as strong up close. And what I just like about ALCs is the control I have over like how it actually feels, and like the customization makes my like mid to long range way more accurate. So as I already said, like the 2% response curve and all of that, and without all the ramp up and time and like the extra yaw and pitch, it just makes it feel more precise when it comes to mid and long range. And that's like one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to try ALCs. And then the second reason is I can literally just practice with PC aim assist whenever I want, which is a very good privilege, because PC aim assist is a lot weaker, of course, than the default. And this can just be good practice. So if whether you want to like 1v1 a friend or like do any like dummy shooting, if you just do this with PC aim assist for like half an hour every day, and then you switch to default and then warm up with default a little bit, like your overall like tracking and stick control is just gonna improve. So those are literally the two reasons why I decided to switch to ALCs. It allows for more customization, it allows for higher consistency, especially mid to long range, and it allows me to practice more personally, you know, like without the aim assist, and I can just choose however I want to practice. And yeah, the rest of my settings right here, these are my video settings. So my brightness is just in the middle. Sometimes I use one tick up. Doesn't really matter though. I think it's bugged at the moment, that's why I just went back. So as you can see, it always goes to the middle. But normally I use one tick up. And then my FOV is 110. My FOV ability scaling is disabled. Sprint view shake on minimal, of course, is way better. Graphics mode on performance, of course. And then these are my audio settings if you want to copy them. The gameplay volume while spectating, you could put this to 0 if you want to. Because all it does is just mute your game once you're dead. So if you want to like talk to your teammates once you die, that's like a good option. Alright guys, so that was it for my new Sens. I'm gonna show you guys some clips now that I hit with the Sens. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll try to read them and answer them. And also make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And see you guys next time.
And she's a little chihuahua, so...
All I did was download the recent update. I didn't even do anything wrong. Yes, okay, we got it, What have you been doing this for 2.5 hours? It's not cool like that.
Oh my...
Grind bad shit.
Yeah, same. Like, why do I always fucking... shit on? Oh.
Let's go for R1.
The opposite way or the same way?
The opposite way.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Oh yeah. Doing that.
He's so low, bro. And it's another kid.
Nice. Wait, you better.
Oh no!
Whee! Heavy! No! I did it! Oh yeah, I saw the opening, I saw the package, I could slip it. I saw it. Oh!